World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Michele Landers here for your personal month numerology. Michele is a board certified life purpose coach, a hypnotherapist, and professional numerologist. And I see Zoom is freezing up yet one more time today. But as long as you can hear me, Michele, we're going to move forward. Thank you
Okay.
for being here and for doing this. Can you explain to us what is the personal month numerology?
So in everyone's life, and thank you, Ruth, for allowing me to present, the numerology for the month, for your personal month. So in everyone's life, you have a personal numerological year, and the numbers go from 1 to 9. So you're either in a 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you complete your ninth year, and it doesn't start off necessarily with when you're born, you're in a 1 year. It depends on your birthday, which I will explain. So you go through 9 year cycles. So when you reach your numerological 9 year, the next year is a 1 year, and it all is significant. However, that's not the only part of your chart that I would interpret. There's many, many other transits. But one of the easier ones for people to understand that just they can listen to me what the interpretation is, but they can figure it out very easily on their own with these simple instructions. So each month, based on your numerological year, you're going to have a certain numerological personal month. So that's what we're doing here. And how do you arrive at your personal month? I'm going to do the heavy lifting for you. The only thing you need to do is to add your month of birth and your day of birth together and reduce it to a single digit. And based on that, you would add that to the universal 1 year, and that'll tell me what your month is. But this is how easy it is. So if you were born on May 24th, you would add 5 plus 2 plus 4, which equals 11. 11 is a master number, but I'm not going to go into all of that right now because we want to make it simple. So now add the 11 to the universal year 1. And what do you arrive at? 12. Now reduce the 12 to a single digit and you arrive at the number 3. 1 and 2 is 3. So your personal year for 2026 would be 3. Always reduce double digits to a single digit. Now, let's do one more. Let's say your birthday was November 11th. So that's 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. Add 4 to the universal year of 1. That's what we're in. 2026 equals 10 or 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So the universal year is 1. So you add that 4 to the universal year 1 and you arrive at 5. So the number 5 is your personal year number. That's all you need because I, again, will do the heavy lifting. All you have to listen for is your personal year because whatever your personal year is, I will interpret what your personal month is. I hope that's easy enough. If it isn't, please get in touch with me. I'll be happy to explain it to you. I'll be happy to send you all the months. So that's it. So let's start off. If you've made those calculations, and of course you can listen to this over and over again, but let's just get going. So if your personal year is number 1, your personal month for July is 8. 8 is a number of money, personal power, and karma. So the world is also in a 1. But for you, thoughts concerning your financial picture will likely be at a priority this month. And there is something new possibly that you want to do. A lot of people in a one personal one month want to do something different and want some changes they'd like to make. And it could be concerning your financial picture because you're in your month, the month is 8. So what I need you to do is just address any long-standing negative beliefs you may have about money and power, and so many of us have that. You possibly may experience a new surge of confidence and power this month if you allow yourself to let go of old beliefs and fears. So, if you're using your power wisely, you can expect some positive financial returns in some way, some way, somehow. Old issues may arise that you have to deal with, but this month you have the power to handle all with authority and with confidence. It's not the time to sit back and be passive, but a time to act. Wonderful time to expand or start new projects. So, what is the theme this month? New beginnings, powerful actions. The eight energy gives momentum to the seeds that you've been planting. There's opportunities for advancement, leadership, financial growth can appear, but do take initiative, avoid forcing outcomes, and ask yourself, what new venture or new thing deserves my full commitment? Well, let's move on to personal year number 2. If your personal year number is 2, then your personal month is 9. So 9 personal month and a 2 personal year is both emotional and demanding, but yet very healing. It's a month to take care of loose ends. Relationships that have been rocky will most likely reach a critical point. So you're either going to work that out or separate. But actually, it's a really a testing period for all relationships, and also a testing period in all areas of your life. The 9 and the 2 combination, along with the number 7 of July, are all very sensitive numbers. And so you may be feeling extra sensitive this month, but they all require you to be what? Diplomatic, compassionate, a wonderful month to be of service to others. And very importantly, because you might feel like you're triggered, to avoid confrontations. So let go of all the stuff that you've outgrown, including people, situations, material objects. Give them away. A good month to purge what you no longer need. You may have to let go of a relationship, an idea, or something else that you just may not be ready to let go of, but go inside. It's a time of transition, and you will likely experience some deep feelings. Have grace, be forgiving. And the theme for the month is cooperation meets ambition. The gentle, relationship oriented 2 year may feel challenged by July's stronger energy, but success does come through partnerships. It comes through diplomacy. It comes through patience rather than pushing. And ask yourself, how can I create win-win situations? As I said, this is kind of a very sensitive emotional month for anybody who's in a 2 year. Okay, if you're in a personal year 3, your personal month for July is 1. And it's a time of leadership. It's a time of courage. It's a time of bravery. It's a time of enthusiasm and a time to begin new things. If you were feeling a bit melancholy or blue last month, in July, you're going to feel a new surge of enthusiasm. You're more original, you're more creative. You may also find that you break out, which is always wonderful, of any unrewarding patterns or old patterns that you've been wanting to break out of. You may find it much easier to do that this month. And ask yourself if there is something you've been avoiding, and think about that a little bit. It also may be a time to change the way you communicate. Remember, the energy of this month for you is 1. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps there's something that needs to be said, And now you have the voice to say it in a kind, non-confrontational way. But do trust yourself, do trust your instincts. It's a wonderful time to begin a new creative project or to find new ways of expressing yourself. It's also a good time to enlarge your social circle, to meet new people. So the theme for this month is creativity meets manifestation. The 8 universal month, 3 personal year, excuse me, and your 1 personal month helps turn ideas into tangible results. Your words, marketing, teaching, social connections can have a greater impact right now. And so you want to ask yourself, which creative project is ready to become something real? And that could be anything. It doesn't have to be, by the way, I'm not talking just about business. I hope you know that. Anything that you want to do creatively. Okay, so if your personal year is 4, your personal month is 11/2. And I was excited about this. I just sent it to my son-in-law, and he was excited too. So July is an 11/2 personal month and a 4 personal year. Now, the number 11, as you've so often heard me say, is a master number. So I would say the energies of a month are really amped up. This is a time, though, of patience, balance, and relationships. And all of those 3 things are going to go together. And if applicable, your relationship with the people at work or in your business environment is extremely important, especially females, especially partners. And in any situation, you're really going to need to be sensitive to the needs and to the desires of others. And I don't know, you just may be called upon to be a mediator. The number 11 definitely enhances your psychic and your intuitive ability. And it asks you to go deep within to find where might you need more balance in your life. Maybe you're going to be put off by some new challenges because they come at a time when you have a lot on your plate. And but the 11/2 energy is feminine in nature, and it's extraordinarily powerful. And you want to tap into that female energy, that goddess energy. It does demand your patience, your cooperation, and reliance on your intuition. And the theme this month for you is hard work pays off. This is one of the strongest combinations for progress. The very practical nature of the 4, which I talked about in the previous video, aligns beautifully with the achievement-oriented 8. So expect opportunities to build something long-lasting. And you can ask yourself, what foundation am I strengthening for future success? So let's go on to if your personal year is 5. So if your personal year is 5, your personal month is 3. And this should really prove to be a very, very busy, fast-paced month for you. 3 and 5 are chatty and busy and doing things, and look for ways to allow your creative side to emerge. It is a time of enhanced creativity. It's also a good time to promote yourself if that is something in your wheelhouse, or your business or whatever. Actually, it could be in anything, even in your personal life. If there's a situation where you need to promote yourself, please do that. It's a great time. If you've considered upgrading your resume or trying out something new or just being more adventurous, this is the time to do it, because change is in the air and you could feel a bit restless, maybe even a bit emotionally rocky. So if possible, it really is important to take some time off. This is a great month. With a 3 and a 5, I love it for a vacation or just go out and have some fun. So the theme for you this month is well, have fun, but freedom also meets responsibility. The adventurous five may resist the discipline required by the eight. However, this month offers an opportunity to channel your energy productively rather than scattering it, because 3 and 5 kind of like to scatter their energies. So you can ask yourself, this question, see if it applies. Am I using my freedom wisely? Okay, so let's move on to personal year 6. If your personal year is 6 and your personal number for July is 4, in the number 4, which I talked about before, is a number of organization. And the number 6 is a number of choices, work, family, and love. So it's a time to take charge this month, and you will likely have to seriously apply yourself to responsibility as well as the demands of family and close relationships. It could also bring about some minor health challenges, but don't get too concerned about it. It's just a little blip. In some ways, it might be dental too, by the way. In some ways, the month can be a little bit of an obstacle course. You may feel a little bit overworked. And even if it has nothing to do with quote unquote work, just family or friends' obligations. If you're traveling, perhaps there can be some delays. I didn't want to, well, that's not for me anyway, but yeah, never mind. I'm just thinking outside the box for a minute. So this month, be patient, stick to routines, pay attention to details, be diligent in all that you do, and organize your personal life or your career. It's a time to take very real, tangible steps towards your goals, and be realistic, but also be determined. It's a good time for home projects. It's a good time for real estate. I like both those numbers very much when it has to do with decorating or real estate. So the theme this month for you is service meets abundance. Both financial and family matters may come into focus. And the 8 encourages balancing generosity with healthy boundaries as well as your self-worth. So ask yourself, am I receiving as well as giving, which is very, very necessary and important. All right. So if your personal year is 7, then your personal month is 5. And July is a 5 personal month and your 7 personal year. So it's a time of unexpected events, change, perhaps even travel, especially near water. I love it for that. And things may feel a little unstable or maybe a little bit changeable this month, but don't allow the changing circumstances to disturb your peace, which can very often happen with this 7-5 combo. So as much as possible, just allow the month to unfold at its own pace. Circumstances outside of your control can emerge, forcing you to somehow change your plans, but evaluate where you are at this point in the year and decide if where you are is where you want to be. This is an interesting month and a good month to decide, well, I need to make changes to the plans that I had made previously. It's a great time to pivot. So the theme is spiritual wisdom meets worldly achievements. So the inward focus 7 can sometimes feel like uncomfortable, especially with the material emphasis of the 8. And I keep bringing up the 8 because July, although it's a 7 month, it's also an 8 month. So that's why I'm throwing all of that in here. People might question, what is she talking about this 8 month? So this month offers a chance to align spiritual insight with practical action. So take advantage of that and ask yourself, how can I bring my inner wisdom into the outer world? So think about that. All right, let's move on to your 8-year. So July is a 6 personal month for you. If you're in an 8-year, your responsibilities will, I believe they're going to increase this month as a result of either work or family or both. It could be a really good time for business and finances, though. Family affairs, friendships, they all move to the foreground. And you might be asked to sacrifice some of your time and energy for a younger person or someone who is old or someone who is suffering. So, but do be aware of responsibilities which are yours and what responsibilities belong to others, because sometimes with this combo we can like charge in there and take over when that's not really what's needed. But by the same token, I do believe that you will be needed in certain areas of your life by others. Of course, with the 8 and the 6, guard against arrogance and interference, because it's easy, as I said, again, to get involved where we shouldn't get involved. I didn't get that. Try again. Oh, sorry. That was my. I would like to say that was a otherworldly spirit, but it wasn't. It was my watch. Sorry about that. Okay. Money can be spent on improving your health, your home, your business. And the theme this month is 88 Power Month. This is a highly significant month for you. Ambition, success, finances, leadership, manifestation are all amplified. What you've worked towards may begin showing some measurable results. Do be mindful of power struggles. Do be mindful of impatience or becoming overly focused, of course, on material gain, and ask yourself, how can I use my power wisely and, of course, ethically? These glasses keep slipping off. All right, if your personal year is 9, then your personal month is 7. And July is a 7-month and a 9 personal year. And it represents a time of analysis, of insight, reevaluation, and awareness. It's a time to slow down, especially rewarding, which you're going to probably love to hear, is taking time off, especially near water or even a long distance trip, something near water. Water is so good in this 9-7 combo. And this month you may begin to realize the importance of this year and any changes that are taking place or changes that you need to make. You're in a 9-year, which is changes and letting go. You may know that time has come to you for you to face up to really important decisions. I think in a 9-7 combo, decisions come up to the surface. And this month may also be a course correction time for you. Have faith, trust your intuition. It's a time to prepare for the long term, not to reach for immediate rewards. Also, consider volunteering your time to a cause that you believe in. It's wonderful. The 9 and 7 is wonderful for donating, for volunteering. I mean, it's a good time to do that anytime, but it usually comes more prominent in that combo. So the theme this month is completion needs accountability. It may bring financial, career, or karmic issues to resolution. And you may be called to release something that no longer aligns with your future or your beliefs. So ask yourself, what am I ready to complete so I can move forward? So I want to just say that the 8 universal month reminds us that true abundance begins within. Money, achievement, and success are not, they're not just external measures. They also reflect our relationships with self-worth, with responsibility, and personal power. So this month, for everyone, ask yourself, where am I giving away my power? And what would I change if I fully owned it? The theme of freedom and the 4th of July aligns with our soul's declaration of independence, because the highest expression of the 8 vibration is not control over others, it's mastery of self. And I just want to say a little bit about numerology. I've been a professional numerologist for over 35 years. I can't believe it's that long. And people often ask me, how does a seemingly random group of letters and numbers be used to interpret my life path, my destiny, my personality, future trends? Well, the advent of quantum physics opened the celestial doors to the knowledge that the universe is not composed of solid matter at all, but something we call energy. And everybody, I'm sure, is familiar with that. So if everything is energetic in value, then it's alive and it's vibrating and produces a field of energy. And this energy is the common denominator present in all of the psychic sciences. So each letter of your name, each number of your birth date has a numerical vibrational rate. And numerology just interprets these vibrational rates to reveal your very personal story, your physical life, your mental life, your emotional and your spiritual life, past, present, and future. And a numerologist such as myself understands the energetic values and the meaning of each letter and each number, and importantly, the relationship of those numbers to one another in order to accurately determine personalities and life forecasts. And it's also a fundamental belief in all the psychic sciences, right? That we're here by choice and not chance, that we specifically chose to come into this existence at a certain time, place, and with certain people, and with our particular name for the purpose of spiritual growth. So that's a little information about numerology. And if you'd like, you can schedule a 15-minute conversation with me about it, free. Just go to my website, michellanders.com. And I hope to hear from you. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this and enjoy the month of July.
Hey, Michelle, I think it's fascinating that we are all going through the same things as the month rolls out, but how we're interpreting them and how it's impacted by what our personal month is, we can have very different
Yes,
experiences.
experiences.
It's kind of fascinating.
It is. It is. It's all, everything has meaning. It all has meaning. And so this is happening over here on the global experience. This is happening here in the individual countries in the USA. And then this is happening here within each of us. And they're all in some way intertwined and affect one another. It's pretty fascinating.
It is. And friends, if you're looking for somebody to help explain all of that to you, Michele Landers is perfect for that. So
Thank
you
you.
can reach out to her at Michele Landers at
.com.
com. So please do check her out. We're so glad to have you with us today. Michele, thank
Thank
you
you.
so very much for this. I know July is going to be a very big month in
Right.
different ways. And so it's just nice to have somebody holding our hand as we're walking through that.
Thank you. And thank you so much. I love EWN and all that you offer. It's so beautiful. You are a blessing. Everyone at EWN is a blessing. Anybody that I've ever spoken with who's associated with EWN carries this light. So thank you for that, for bringing that to the world.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. All right,
Really.
friends. Take good care. God bless. We look forward to seeing you in a month. I hate to say it. August. Yeah.
We
All
might be
right.
talking from another planet. Who knows,
Who
right?
knows what's going to happen this month?